Good evening, everybody. Long time no see. Waited a couple days. Um, Happy holidays. Please excuse this wig. You know, you get older, you got to deal with this kind of stuff. I hope everybody's having a good holiday season. Um, we're gonna just tell a couple stories. The game, what a crazy game that was. The Cincinnati Denver game. They couldn't kick the extra point. In overtime, they don't kick the extra point. So go get a coffee. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a nice talk. We'll tell some couple stories. The Arizona game is on. Arizona Rams. I think the Rams should smash them up. I think the Rams. So if you guys got access, go pound the Rams. Well, while they're punting, you wonder why there was bookies. I'd advise not to gamble, folks, but we like action. Joel Gold. Ooh, this is hot. And Michael K, how's it going, guys? You know what I saw? I don't know what the hell it was. The postal inspector for the mail, the postal inspector for the mail, okay? There's it's the postal service, which was once reputable and fine, has now become a cesspool of this new whatever's been going on. These DEI hires, just everything's all scum infiltrated everything. So there's people missing mail. They don't want to track when you have the insurance on the mail. So the inspector's in front of Congress, right? And he's talking. You guys gotta Google this. You guys gotta go on YouTube and look this up, because this is what this Biden administration has become, and the postal administration. So one of the congressmen or senators, somebody's asking them, well, what about the packages that we had specifically tracked and then they got lost? They seem to get lost at a special rate. So the guy's grilling this inspector, right? He's grilling him. He's pulling off the old Mayorkas. Well, I don't know. He did it. I don't know. Ask the plumber. I don't know what. So he's pulling off that old flim flam game. And the guy's like, answer me. You know what this fruity pie did? You know what this fruity pie did in front of the hearings? Stop it. Oh, no. Stop it. I don't want to hear it no more. Oh, please stop it. Are you cracking jokes? Please, no more. Are you cracking jokes? This is the United States Postal Inspector, another fruity DEI hire. And they're asking them, what the hell's going on with this corrupted postal service? Now I know there's good hard work. I knew some good mailmen back in the day. I'm not trying to tread on those hard-working mailmen, okay? I'm not trying to tread on those honest, loyal, reliable, that walked their route for 22 years and they got a pension. But in this new day and age, when people don't believe in work and it's all DEI and everybody's got purple and pink hair and all that, everything's gone nuts. He says, I can't. Oh, no. Everybody's looking like, what? What the hell is this? What's going on here? What's up with this garbage pail? Wow. And I don't know how many. Changing the subject. I'm watching some channels. I'm watching Sigma Male and Alpha, and they're showing these dudes that are asking. They're getting took by women. That's why marriages are down. Everybody's onto this social media, this younger generation and all the generations, and the women, they're on these TikTok, and they're getting all this goofy social media culture. They're getting schooled on social media culture about just being hoes and get your man for whatever you could get your man for, and hustle him. And if she's already pregnant, go find an upstanding guy and have and then do it. So there's a window, and it's treacherous what goes on out there, and that's why a lot of the guys now, they're not playing it no more. The guys, there's good guys out there, but there's just straight up hoes running around. And they're up there talking, oh, what I gotta find a man, and what could he do? They don't believe in love. They don't believe in being proper. They don't believe, maybe 5, maybe 10%. But there's just an epidemic of gold digging hoes out there that take advantage of simpletons. They're just simps. And, I mean, if they want to get took and be suckers, and because a lot of these women, they want stability, they don't want to work, and they're just looking for a guy, a roly-poly kind of Pee Wee Herman guy. They like in Africa, when the lion sees the gazelle, and he just preys like a predator. So these women spot these proper guys, and then they reel them in, because maybe these guys haven't had a lot of hanky panky, so this woman, she'll hoe herself out and do some bedroom games with some poor suspecting guy, and he never had that happen, so he'll sell his soul for her, and think he's in love. And it's just an epidemic. It's an epidemic. But there was a guy that used to come into the club. We'll segue to the Mafia. There was a guy. Other people used to come into the civilians used to come into the club, and nice guy, kept to himself. Never had a date or stuff like that. Sometimes it would get a little rowdy on Friday night, here or there or whatever. But he more or less stayed to himself. And I used to talk to him friendly and stuff, because he wouldn't be, just to socialize and everything, and hang out a little bit. And he said he had got divorced, and he's whatever, the wife is going on. He had a couple dollars, the guy. He had some money, background money. And his wife was cheating and all this kind of stuff, right? And we talk for 5, 10, 15 minutes. All of a sudden, the lady comes in the bar. He goes, oh, there she is right there. And I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, this lady goes home with a different guy every Friday night. But I don't want to say nothing. Then she sees me talking to him, and she, her radar went up. Hey, Sir Drums, happy holidays, Joel and Mike. So her radar goes up, and I said, well, in your divorce, you got to get evidence that she's cheating. She's cheating. You don't have to give her half. You don't have to give her half and all that stuff. But some of these poor guys, they just, these women these days, they want to be objectified. They want to be objectified because they see all this goofy stuff, Kardashian. They see all this different culture, and they think that's the it thing. I'm not saying a woman. I'm not, big. I have one daughter. And I brung her up trying to believe, stand up for yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't tell my daughter to go home and be a housewife, and stuff like that. But You wonder why. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Now, when you see our grandparents, our elders, they were together 40 years, 50 years. That was true love through thick and thin. They they would live in a they would live under any circumstances together. But now it's all about the dollar, and these women out there, they're looking for suckers, and they'll show some poor sucker a good time, and do some physical things with him, and then he thinks that's love, because maybe his ex-wife never did that to him or something like that, so they get screwed up. But a guy come in the one time, and a guy come in, mild mannered guy, and I knew this hustler lady that was coming in, but I would just see things from afar. I try to read things from afar. And he's talking about, yeah, I met this love at first sight. He had one of those good jobs, whatever, good manufacturing plant, whatever. He had good money. So he said, love at first sight. Well, we did this, we did that. So the lady probably gave him some physical treats on their first date. She probably threw some of that body at him. So he's in lust. He's not in love, but he might be interpreting that lustful encounter as, wow, she did all that for me while we were rocking and rolling. She must love me. No, okay. So I knew she was a flooze. I knew she was a flooze. So about about a month later, he says he comes in to the club, and he says, "Oh, Joe, come have a drink with me." I have a Pepsi or something, but he says, we're expecting. You've been together 41 days. We're expecting, right? Oh, okay, I have a drink. I was like, geez, that's kind of quick. Well, fast forward. This guy is dark hair, dark eyes, dark complected, right? So he's going on and on. Yeah, she's moving in with me, and we got the nursery ready, and we're gonna walk off into the sunset, and yeah, we got the. And I says, geez, that was kind of fast. I says, uh, be careful. I says, don't get married. Don't get married. Whatever you do, don't get married. Don't get married. He don't want to hear any of it. He don't want to hear any of it. So she I tell him get a DNA test. I tell him get a DNA test, right? What you got to have a DNA test when it all happens. So he spends all this money, blah blah blah. Now the guy never was a traveler, but she's going all over the place, and he's spending all kinds of money. He thinks he's in love, expecting a baby. Okay, so she has a baby like in 7 months, because I'm paying attention, because this happened to another guy before that. So I seen these curveballs before. I seen all these curveballs. So one of his common friends was at the club, and I said, geez, that was kind of good. He says, Joe, it don't look good. I says, well, are you thinking what I'm thinking? What is it, a premature? No, see, the lady already got pregnant with some deadbeat that got in trouble, went to prison, and just a deadbeat guy. She was already pregnant. And then what they do is they reel a guy in, and then play the game, and you're going to be a daddy. Ooh, let's celebrate and get the nursery and all this and that. So fast forward, have the baby, all this. So I says, about 4 months, 5 months, fast forward. Comes in there. The baby got the first baby pictures, right? Oh, uh-oh. So the baby was like foreign, like Middle East, whatever. It was dark. The baby was way, way, way dark, you know, and not like Italian or whatever, but the genes can skip and stuff like that because you know you could be fooled. You could be fooled and then have a DNA, and it's like because in your ancestry there could be a gene that skips 2 or 3 generations, and then it'll come up in a baby. So I told the old man Sam, the boss said, I said, Sam, that don't look good, man. And he goes, well, the gene skips out there. I said, she's a straight up hoe. She's a hoe. She can't fool me. She was running around here trying to hustle that game once upon a time. And I tell him maybe close to a while later, I saw him at the racetrack. How's everything going? "Eh, everything's good. The baby getting big. Yeah, yeah, blah, 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 blah." So I says, bro, don't get mad at me, okay? Don't get mad at me. Before you go buying a house and doing all this and that, I says, listen to me. Your girl used to run around the club and she was loosey goosey. And she grabbed a hold of you, I believe, because you're stable, you got good income, and you're a good guy. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. She saw your vulnerability. No, she loves me, Joe. She loves me. Whatever. Before you go making any other moves, Pee Wee Herman, get a DNA test. Okay? Get a DNA test. And if she refuses, leave her. Get a DNA, how they do the DNA, or, uh, because she'll just say no, the guilty ones, because you could be in a great relationship and still say, I want a DNA test. Don't get mad at me, honey. Don't get mad at me, honey. But life is crazy. I'm not going to just give up all these years and raise some, that's the day and age. That's the day and age we're in. So I convince him, and they get the baby swab. Boom. 0% chance. 0% chance. He come into the club. He come in the back and ask somebody, go get me. I was in the front. I come back there, and he looked like he was crying, and he says, what does this mean? The 0% chance that she cheated, or 0% chance that it's 0% chance that the baby's yours, bro. You don't know how, you can't read. Well, I don't know. Kick her out of your place and kick her to the curb. Wow. Holy cow. Crazy. Crazy. And he did. He did. He got his bearings. He got his bearings. He got his bearings. He was a mild-mannered guy, but man, these and these and then you got these guys. You got these guys that they go with a girl that is either married or has a boyfriend. Sir Drums, some guy found out through his DNA that his 3 kids were his brother's wife had an affair the whole time. Yee. They can even differentiate twins. Wow. So to the guys, good guys out there now, say you met your wife or girlfriend, but she was, you knew she had, because guys are dogs, and so, and I used to do the couples therapy. The diamond mines, when I was a young lad, and I used to do couples therapy, and I some of this stuff would come up here and there. So, you know, so these guys, they see they meet the girl, and well, so your girlfriend or your wife is cheating, and you're doing it with her, but then she gets a divorce, and then she marries you because her old man had enough. Her old man had enough. He's worn out. He's bankrupted. Now she latches onto this guy, marries this guy, and then it's like, bro, you met your wife as a cheater. You met her as her being a cheater. So don't be surprised after the fact. Oh, geez, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Don't be surprised afterwards. That you didn't see that coming. Gosh, you know. Mm. This gangster, smart gangster, nice wife, children, everything, right? I used to drive them to the strip joints. He's seeing the stripper on the side and divorces his wife, marries the stripper. Now he starts getting a little funny and possessive, and he's like, well, you got to quit stripping, blah blah blah, and I'll take care of you and all that. But you don't have to be a stripper in the strip joint. She could have clients, rich guys that just pay. So I was with him, and I said, that was a bad idea. He's going, oh, don't start with that crap, Jojo. Don't start with that crap, and all the, you don't want to hear it. And he's like, we're thinking about getting married. You divorce your wife. She was Saint Mary. And now you're going with a Jezebel, and now she thinks you got wealth and money because you flash money, and now she's trying to sucker you. Don't buy the cow if the milk is free. Don't you don't have to buy the cow if the milk is free. So, hey Thomas, hey, hit that like button out there. So he got took. Another one bites the dust. It's terrible. It's terrible. And the new age, of the new culture of the 20-year-olds. Now that from 20 to 30, marriages are down 60%. 60%. And they 2 months ago, I was gambling with a friend of mine. He was with a girl, right? I could read her, right? I could read her. And you know how my mind works. And I says, Jack, we're there. We're actually at the casino. And I says, yeah, nobody gets married anymore. Everybody's just friends with benefit, blah, blah, blah. And the girl goes, no, we're in love. We're committed. We're in love. We're committed. I says, well, that's really nice. That's really nice. I says, you got social apps on your phone? She says, what do you mean? I like TikTok and the one thing where you scroll for date, for options for dating. I can't Tinder and these like date type things. And I says, bro, what'd she do? Hide her phone at night or what? He goes, well, I don't pay attention. I says, well, check and see her messages and everything else. Now she swears at me and she gets upset. I says, what are you getting upset for? I'm just trying to be friendly. So he goes like this. He says, well, you can look at my phone. My phone's always on the nightstand. Yours isn't. So he said, show me. He said, show me, or I'm leaving. He said, show me, or I'm leaving you here. Find a ride home. And now she thinks I caused some trouble, right? So she's thinking real quick, what's on there? So um, do you know how they got the phone, the lock on the phone where you gotta press the numbers or do a pattern or something to get the access? You gotta do a zigzag or it's locked. But he knew it. So he got the phone. She had pictures of another guy. And I said, bro, you in love? Are you in love? He's going, who's this? And she's going, give me that phone. Give me that phone. And he goes, here's my phone. You could check my phone. I says, what do you do? Shower her, go all over the place because she's sexy. I says, you're a good looking dude, bro. Don't fall for that. Find a proper woman. And so she's going off on me because I caused trouble. She's going off on me. And I said it would have just been friendly. You could have just left every words, but you got guys' pictures with their shirts off. There was text messages saying some very revealing things, and um, he says, "Find a way home." Bye. I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think he had it in him. But the men are being more aware these days. The men are being more aware, and if it looks like crap, it's crap. These women think that a man, no, it's nice to be in love and be generous and have real fun with your spouse. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. You know, a real connection. But some of these guys, they can't see it if it's right in front of them. They can't see it if it slapped them in their face, because a lot of these guys, they get hypnotized because she's sexy and they want something sexy for the bedroom. So they'll just be uh, blind to any other type of things because they just want. So it's like, well, if you're objectifying her and you might know she's kind of loosey goosey, then whatever happens, it's too bad, bro. Whatever happens, it's too bad. You know how she rolls. You know how she rolls, so you look the other way. And because he was going, oh, I knew she was it. He was, after the fact, he was like, oh, I knew she was doing that. I said, you didn't know nothing. You didn't know nothing. All you knew was to get that wallet out, start paying for all this and that, and then you're getting sloppy seconds and thirds on Saturday and Sunday nights. All right, come on. Mm. Yeah. One guy, one knucklehead, was with this gold digging hoe. They planned a trip to get a cottage in Cancun or one of those places. Planned a trip, and he made arrangements with the airfare and all that with the girl, and she arranged. It was like a cottage house that could, accommodate 5 or 6 people. She arranged 4 or 5 of her friends to piggyback on this vacation. And I was talking to him, and I says, wow, I think it was Cancun, one of them nice resorts or something, where you could get the cottage and have the whole house, and all that. And uh, he said, "Oh, check this out. Check this out. What's this mean? What's this mean?" And she's texting him, and he didn't process the credit card for the cottage yet. So she was already on standby at the airport with her crew of girls, and they're getting ready to check in and get the uh flight pass to go on there. And I said, bro, and he's herky jerky. I said, she's getting over on you. She's a three-time hoe. She's a Hall of Fame hoe. You got it. And it says, well, come to the airport. And I says, what? She's traveling without you? I thought you're supposed to go on a nice romantic uh, place, and now she's leaving ahead of time on you, and she's got a 4-pack of other girlfriends. And what? She'll meet you down there? You got to be insane. So he's going, well, what do I do? I go, do whatever you want. Go blow your brains off, bro. And she's texting, where are you? Where are you? And he goes, now he was kind of embarrassed. He says, well, she has this this guy that she says is her friend from like 4th grade, this Casanova, that these women say, oh, that's my best friend from 5th grade, and we're gonna go hang out, we're gonna go do all this and that. Nah, Sally, no. So they're waiting for the reservation at the thing for the credit card numbers. I said, don't answer the phone. Let them figure it out. Let them figure it out. There's 5 of them. They could split whatever the fare is. They could split whatever the cottage is. Let them do it. Let them do it. Go find a nice girl. Go find a nice girl. I said, what was that going to cost you? Well, it was going to cost me about $4,200, and then another $800, then a $1,400 deposit. No, I said, bro, your mind is shot. Your mind is shot. Go find a call girl. It's cheaper. Go find a call girl. It's cheaper than to pay for that riffraff, because they all want to be like the Kardashians. They see all this culture and this anti-man. It's like this anti-man crusade that's going on with all that woke and DEI and all this culture, and they think they're slick. Today they do, but back then there's just a straight up Hall of Fame hoe. And he didn't pay. He didn't pay. He didn't pay. He didn't pay. And then he found out a month later, because he completely blocked the phone, did everything. He found out a month or 2 later from one of his friends that was a boyfriend of that party, and he left that girl too, because they were all hoes. And he found out that they conned some other guy. They got a Rolodex, sucker 1, sucker 2, sucker 3. They got a Rolodex of like, victim 1, simpleton number 2, simp 1, simp 2, victim 1. They got Rolodexes of these guys that maybe they had a one-night stand with, and then they got them, Hey, Constantino, what's going on? Yeah. Paint it black, what's going on? Got to lay off that whiskey, man. Whatever happened to Angelo? Angelo is very, very ill. I haven't had any contact with anybody for that matter. A mutual friend that I did have contact with. He's too goofy, Benny Blanco from the Bronx, my favorite streamer. Everything's going good here. Everything's going good. Happy holidays, everybody. Everything's going all right. I'm just trying to talk about these women that are getting over on these guys. There's a lot of simpletons out there, and this culture this day is different. Marriages are down, and there's true love out there. There's true love out there, but it's like these women, like they just want to objectify men, like men objectify women. Ooh, look at her, you're on the beach, damn, look at that lady, look at that girl strutting down that beach. Ooh, objectify these women, these women, they catch these unsuspecting guys off guard. They're already pregnant. Their homeboy already went to prison, and now they're hooking up with these unsuspecting guys. And then one guy, To, he raised the kid to 7 years old, and of course he loved the kid. He loved the kid, and he raised the kid to 7 years old. And this dude, he was a black friend of mine, and this dude was pitch black, blacker than the ace of spades. He was my homeboy, my best, one of my good friends. And I always thought, that ain't his kid. That ain't his kid. I knew the guy she was seeing before that, just a street hustle dude. And he went to prison. He went to prison, and now she's pregnant. Homeboy's got 15 to 20, and she needs a baby's daddy. So she got this guy I grew up, this black dude, and she was black too. And I said, T.O., man, I don't want to talk no smack or anything like that. But I knew his family and how they're children. I knew they all had the all distinctive look. Them boys could have four different. They could impregnate four different race of women, but they would still have those characteristics of the man, the manly, And I was thinking, so I come with the old DNA test, or the follicle, the hair follicle, and all that kind of stuff. And he's going, Joe, what do you think? But he always level headed, pretty much street smart and book smart. So a lot of times, and I used to do therapy post that, but psychologically speaking, and so a lot of times somebody was trouble with something. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm a palsy Joe. I like to have fun. Yeah, come on, let's talk. Try to help you out. Boom, 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 boom. Try to rise up, live life, have fun. So he kind of always he counted on me if he was down and stuff. So I told him, I said, listen, we've known each other for a long time. Bro, you got to go get a DNA test. You have got to go get a DNA test. And he did. And he loves the kid. He loves the kid, right? Model father, spoiling the baby's mama, who I didn't like. She didn't like me, and I didn't like her, because she knew that I knew, and I might hip, I might hip him. I might wake him up. I might wake him up to freaking smarten up. And so he gets whatever it was, the follicle or the thing. No shot of the kid being his. No shot. We were playing basketball. We used to play basketball and everything. And he was beeping the horn, and I was running. Up and back the basketball court. And he's beeping the horn. And he was like, Joe, out the window. He had, he was sitting in the car watching, and he had that thing out the window. Oh, I said, damn, I said, what? So I ran. I said, hold on, somebody fill in for me real quick. I'm coming right back. I went over, and he said, damn, that hole. I said, what is he? He says, there's this baby. I said, well, I told you. He goes, but I love the boy. And I says, well, you could still have a relationship and things like that. And here's the kicker. This is the kicker, folks. Some people just live in an alternate universe. So I go, well, that's noble of you. I said, but guess what, my man? Don't get mad. She's a ghetto hoe. She whatever she blew your mind with in bed, I did, whatever trick she did to you in bed or whatever, you're gonna go down like a chump. So he goes, but I love him. I love the kid. I love the kid. I love the kid. Mr. Rockford Files. I love the kid. I love the kid. I love the kid. Yeah, okay, you love the kid. Yeah, okay. So I go back. I'm I'm playing ball. The game is over. He's beeping the horn. He says, Joe, you want to help me do something? I'll pay you. I says, what do you want to do? I'm moving that hoe out of my place. I said, what? He says, I'm done with her. I says, what about the boy? You raised him? Said, I'm done. I'm done. Now he leaves her. He leaves her. She goes files in court for child support. He dumps her to the street. He was classy enough to give her some cash because he did get attached to the boy. But life is life. Life is life. But he was a classy guy, and he gave some money to keep whatever, to go whatever they got to do, and this gold digging hoe was so crazy. She goes to court and files against him for non-child support. You follow, guys? Are you following this insanity? There's loads made over here. We have birds like that in the UK, Joe. I met a few myself. As a man, it's amazing how many times we allow women to screw us. But the second a man does, they'll find him floating down a river somewhere. Yeah, everything's double standards, Benny. Everything's double standards. There's a new wave of Hall of Fame hoes. And you can argue and say, well, if a man's a sucker, he's just a sucker. This crazy hoe goes to files against him for non-child support. He got the paper, the DNA. He's got the DNA results. So I says, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know when you go to that hearing. That not the child not support, they go for the hearing, and then you could pay $750 a month plus other amenities, yeah, other incidentals and things like that. And you could do it like that and have an agreement and stuff. And I says, he goes, yeah, I do want you to come, and you just maybe you can coach me on what to say, Jojo. Coach you on what to say. There ain't nothing to say. You ain't the kid's father. He's going, well, I don't know. She says I owe child support. Because like a year passed by after that. He was paying for everything under the sun, but then that gravy train, the gravy train dried up, and and so we go in there, and the judge, I actually knew who the judge was. It was a friend of mine's brother when I was coming up. Good guy, good judge. And I was glad it was this particular judge. So we go in there. He looks over. The judge sees me. I'm with him, and he says, okay, we have the case, blah, blah, blah. And she's in there, and he says, well, Your Honor, I got he says the formalities and all that, the formalities, blah, 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 blah. She said he owed her like the $750 and all the other, it's like $1,200 a month from the past 12, 13 months. It's like 13,000. She's trying to get the guy for 13,000 and then establish future support. The kid ain't even his. I don't know what goes on, how these women made it to 6th grade. I don't understand. I mean, because they saw their elders do it, and they saw them elders do it, and it just seems like, well, that's the default. That's the default. And so he it was like 12,000, and she got schooled bad. She got schooled bad, and he went up and down on her, and then he made the judgment, blah 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 blah, and then he ordered her to because when you're in a situation like that, whatever he did before that instance, he can't recoup, more or less. It's just a sucker fee, simpleton fee, just a simpleton fee, sucker fee. And but it got squashed and everything. And I seen these guys in my 20s and 30s that it boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. My buddy's wife got hooked on drugs. A drug addiction is very bad, and she started getting really screwy and really goofy. Okay, she did some crimes. She got on probation and everything else, and he divorced her, and he had custody of the children. He had custody of the children. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she took him to court for non-child support when he was the conservatorship. They call it conservatorship. They were living with him. They were living with him, this deranged, demented, woke, DEI, hoe, gold digger, actually got into court and was suing domestic court for back child support. He had conservatorship. He was the parent. And the children had also made statements that the mother was on drugs and she was really crazy. She backed the car off a cliff in a ditch, could have got everybody killed. She was a loose cannon. She was insane. And she brought him to court to get child support. How whacked out was that? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? It didn't work out. He put together an order, because if he just was doing that before, it's just too bad. He's a sucker. But from that time after that court date, when he has possession, she has to pay child support. She has to pay child support. She's going, I don't understand. It's like, well, how do you tie your shoes in the morning? How do you even get out of bed? How do these people even make it through the world with this mentality? I've seen it all from A to Z. And I've seen some loyal, loving couples that got it together. They're in love after 12 years. They're in love, and the regular old school love, Paint it black. You lost everything. I flipped on police. I said this was a civil matter. When I asked them, "Live done. You've done nothing." They said, "We know that. Just do not want you here." Well, when they call the police to say get out, yeah, they say it's not a criminal matter. It's a civil matter. You got to get her, go through the freaking that family court and all that bull crap. But I'm not saying There's some nice, proper, beautiful, loving women out there, but there's a generation of these hoes that are just looking for a target, just a target, just a target, complete target. Yeah. What do we got on here? Yeah. These women, they get these women, they try to hook up with a man when they already know they're pregnant from another man. So before anybody does anything, I don't care if you think she's Mother Teresa. It, it just say, honey, I understand. Don't get mad. It's a crazy world out there. But before we go any further with this kid and maybe marriage, because everybody knows when your girl gets pregnant, a lot of people get married. A lot of people get married. But damn, you just got married and she's spitting a baby out 6 months later. Well, I thought the term was 9 months. He's telling me, well, the baby's premature. That baby came out 10 pounds. That baby came out and weighed 10 pounds. What do you mean premature? Do the math. The window of time for insemination, it doesn't add up. And he's arguing with me. He's arguing with me until the DNA test comes along. The DNA test come along, and that's that. Now, in some states, folks, because if a man got took and he was a sucker and he's just paying for that ass, in some states, you can recuperate. The woman be charged with fraud. Can be charged with fraud. And times are truly changing. Times are truly changing. So, what else we got going on here? Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Man, I miss New York. As a man, it's a man. Yeah. I'm not trying to. There's true love out there. But, when you get older, you get my age, 61, it's just nice to have a nice companion. My daughter's 36 years old. Those years are behind me. You could still have a good relationship and things like that. Or people get married when they're 60 or 70. Everybody's different. But I'm old school. I don't, I used to see it years ago. And and some of these mobsters, there's some sharp mobsters. I don't like to yearn on a lot of the mobsters because so many went down so stupidly and everything. Some just went down so stupid. But, I don't understand how you met her as a hoe, bro. You met her as a hoe. You got a beautiful wife and children, loving, good family unit and everything because this other girl does some bedroom tricks that your wife doesn't do. Well, maybe your wife's not into that. She's a good mother. Value that. But the hoe does some bedroom tricks like a gymnast or something. I don't know. And now you want that. You met her as a hoe. So after she trades you in for when your money runs out, she trades you in for somebody else. You're done. You're done. Yeah. Pimperson. We got a pimp in the house. We got a pimp here, folks. Put them all on the hoe stroll. The hoe stroll. But what do you expect if you were in a relationship and then your spouse was in a relationship? You met as cheaters. You both were cheating. So why are there any surprises when you find out after that somebody was cheating? You met each other as mutual cheaters. What? Jeez. Might have to go to church and try to find a singles dating church or something with just proper women that are just nice, respectful. Mm-hmm. My mate's getting out soon after what? Painted by 35 years. He got out after 20, went back to Liverpool and done armed robbery. He got 15, but revealed early. But relentless on that. Holy cow! Jeez, painted black. We got the UK in the house. Here's to my mate. Thanks for hanging out. I do a little show here. I like to have a little fun. It's been a little while. We just throw anything around. As long as I got company, I'll chirp until your ears are red, okay? When your ears turn red, just your ears will be red when I'm done with you. But they turned my channel back on, so I could rise up with some subscribers or something like that. It's been a long time since I rock and rolled. Oh, you know what I had? I got a whole box of old Rolling Stone magazines. I don't know if they're worth anything. The rent is due. I got to see what these Rolling Stones magazines are worth. They're not worth much. You got to have a symbolic cover, but they're good to read anyways. Yeah, so everybody be careful. Don't let the little head freaking don't let the little head screw up the big head, because I've seen 50 nightmare incidences. And when I was doing couples therapy or just singles therapy with somebody, I used to hear all this stuff from my clients. I used to think, what the hell? Boy, these. And I'm not saying I was doing couples therapy where the man was a pig. The man was a big pig at times. The man was a pig. But back then, Cool Keith, what's going on? What are we pimping? We got two pimps in here. We got Cool Keith over here rocking it out. So back in that era, a husband and wife, they'd be having marital issues, but they would just last it out. They would go to bed, sleep in the same bed. One would turn to that wall and one would turn to the other wall. And they just co-parented. They co-parented the children, made everything look like it was nice. But then when the kids got out of high school, then they split up. Yeah. So it was different years ago. But marriages are down 60 to 70%. 60 to 70%. Are we in a different culture? Because all these young girls are all on social media listening to all this gibberish. Wow. And then they complain they can't find a good man because the good men are finally got hip. The good men finally got hip to this stuff. I mean, but where do you find a girl? Where do you find a spouse? A barfly from a bar? Well, where do you find a spouse? A church? I don't know. But there are good women out there and there are good men out there. But even with that being said, they don't take that leap. Like the average age of a woman giving birth might have been in the 20s, in their 25, but now they're giving birth more because they want to do a career first. They want to get established. They want to be independent and then maybe have a child. Yeah. Black. They're letting everybody out here. But Trump's back. Donald Trump's back. He's not playing any games. That postal inspector they had, maybe some of you folks got in here a little late. I'm watching this thing from the Senate hearings, and they got the postal inspector. Okay, they got the United States postal inspector, and The senator, they're having a hearing because the post office is just screwed up. Corruption, they're robbing the packages, they're late, they're all DEI hires, they're all unqualified. They hired anybody that's got blue hair and pink hair, they hired them. So they got all these incompetents now from this DEI into the United States Postal Service. And they got this bum postal inspector. Go on YouTube, you'll love it. You'll love it. Go on YouTube, you'll find postal inspector, and then go just put in the keyword postal inspector and Senate hearings or something like that. So the senator's grilling them. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, we're trying our hardest. We're trying our hardest to get the mail out. And we're trying, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that. Now the senator, well, sir, in this district, this happened. And well, in this district, this happened. And in this district, this happened. You know what this fruity pie bum did? I can't hear this anymore. I don't want to listen to this anymore. Please don't say anything else. I don't want to hear anymore. Oh, please. He did this in front of the Senate hearing committee. This postal inspector, DEI bum that's hiring other bums, and all the postal things is in disarray. The postal system is in disarray. He covers his ears up like a 10-year-old femme, and I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. What they did to this country, what they turned this country into, Trump can't get in fast enough. Trump can't get in fast enough. You're all fired. Let's start hiring some competent people. All you DEIs, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. If you got pink hair and purple hair, you could get hired under Joe Biden. If you're a freak, you could get hired and not have any qualifications. Just like Homeland Security, just like Department of Homeland Security, when they got DEI scums trying to protect the president. Yeah. Cool, Keith. 23 more days. Jeez. What the heck? I never thought that. I wrote some papers in college a million years ago, and I predicted that the socialist Marxist agenda would try to systematically infiltrate America as time, and they had their shot with Kamala. They had their socialist Marxist Chinese agenda. They had their chance. It got that close to an election. Yeah, all the DEI. When Trump got shot at, there was 3 Miss Piggies on the frickin' stage. Where's the big ex-military frogmen? Where's those Navy SEALs that should have those jobs? I'm sure there's enough of those veterans, strong 35-year-old bulldogs, trained in all that. Where are they? No, they got 5 out-of-shape people protecting Donald Trump. Secret Service. DEI bums. Mayorkas, that other bum, the director of Homeland Security, that Mayorkas and the rest of them, that they're all gone. They're all gone now. They're all fired. Yeah. They're all fired. I mean, what they did to this country. This football game, there's not even any score. Arizona and the Rams. That last game was crazy. So, well, what else we got? We got gold. We got Hall of Fame hoes. We got Homemaster mobsters. And I had a guy. I was into psychology and got a degree and all that. And one of the guys from the crew, I used to bring him around. So he would go in these places. I would sit in the car. I told him, bro, I ain't going to sit in the strip joint and freaking gawk over these women. And, and then you're paying money and all that. I ain't, to each his own, but that ain't my thing. I could go get me a girl. I was young. I was young. If that was my thing, I could attract a girl. not for money, and he used to do it, and I think it started bothering him. So the one day he says, I said, well, Sam, the boss, this is the Colombo family, mob family. This is the Colombo family, mob family. And I used to see his freaking cutie pie moves all night long. But they used to pay me, him and some other guys. They would go to bars and strip. But I used to just sit in the car. Once in a while, I'd go in a place, but not a strip joint. I don't want to be down with all that. And so I go up to the club, and I had to go run an errand. I had to run an errand for the boss, and the other guy come in, the master come in, and he said, Joe, I need to talk to you. And I said, Sam. He goes, no, yeah. He goes, he's a little effed up. Straighten him out a little bit. I go, what are you doing? He goes, he needs to talk to someone. I'm like, what? This guy's a killer, but he needs to talk to somebody. Like, we all need we need a shoulder to talk to. Even the toughest guys, they try to be macho, but sometimes they need to figure out what the hell's going on in their head, So I go out there, and he's in the car, and he's going, and he had a few drinks, and he's going, Jojo, you're gonna have to tell me why do I behave the way. I says, nah, bro, no, I don't want to do that. You're not gonna like it. No, you got to tell me why I behave like this, Jojo. I got a nice wife and 2 kids. Why am I behaving like a dog? I says, come on, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then money talks. So he broke out one of them $100 bills or one of those $200 bills. So he gives it to me. So I go, okay, I'll try to help you. Thank you, Sir Drums. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. God bless you, Sir Drums. Believe me, I can use it too. Believe me. But thank you. God bless you and your family. So I'm with the guy in the car. He wants dialogue. He gives me either $100 or $200. And so he's going, why do I have to go out and try to get all these other women? Why am I a cheater on my wife? And I go, well, I'm trying to play it off, right? I'm trying to play it off. Well, you're just a little stressed, this club, and you're getting stressed, and you need he's going, no, that ain't it. You got to tell me something. And now he's getting violent. We're in the car. He hits the dashboard. You better tell me something right now. You better tell me some of that psychology, and you better tell me some of that. And I'm going, I don't want to do this. Here, take your money back. I don't want to do this. Now he's going nuts. He's smashing it. I said, bro, you're tearing my car apart. You're tearing my car apart. You better tell me something. I says, all right, but don't get mad. Don't get mad. What I'm about to tell you. So I tell him, I said, I think, but I might be wrong. I think you got low self-esteem issues. What do you mean? I says, just let me say it, and then I just want to thank you, Sir Drums. Cool Keith, painted black. I says, let's just go slow. Let's just go slow. Let's try to unravel this. Maybe you have low self-esteem, and you think that to be a man, your definition of being a man is that you have to conquer women in bed. You have to have many women. So in your mind, you think that if you sleep with a lot of women, that makes you more of a man. In your mind, because you're overcompensating, because deep down you're a tough guy, but it's a facade. Inside, you have low self-esteem. And now he's quiet. He's quiet. He's quiet. And he's thinking. He's thinking. And I said, I ain't trying to talk any smack or anything like that. But maybe that could be the issue, bro. Maybe that could be the issue. And I says, well, how many, like this last month, bro, how many women have you cheated on your wife with? And I says, what? You can't, there's so many, you can't even come up with an answer. And so he's going, I got high self-esteem. I'm confident. And I says, well, that's all I could say. Can you give me the money back? Is that good therapy, bro? That's all I can say. I don't know 100% of what you do. I see you here at the club. I bring you around to these hoes at night. I don't know 100% of your life, but that's all based on that information, as a therapist or Sigmund Freud or a Skinner or a Pavlov behaviorist or, therapist, that's all I can decipher from it. And he's going, first he was smashing everything up, and then he's going, wow, I'm a pig, I'm a dog, and I'm not a man. I says, well, whatever, however you want to view it, you got to be honest with yourself. You ain't gonna never find a woman on planet Earth like your wife. She'd been to prison with the kids in the parking lot with visiting you, do 3 years, 5 years. She'd been visiting you, faithful and loyal. You think one of them hoes would ever do that? You go away, they're gone. They're just gonna find some other guy, But he started to slow down on that, and because a lot of these guys, they would go out as buddies. There'd be two of them. Maybe they'd go two, I would drive them, and they'd be like the dynamic duel, and they would go find these hoes and do all this late night stuff. Because his buddy, another mafioso, that they were partners in crime and getting these hoes and these women. And when I saw him, he was like, what did you say to Frankie? What did you say to Frankie? I was like, no, he got really depressed and everything. He got depressed and he just had to ask me a couple of questions. He was just asking me a couple of questions on why was he acting like that? And he was like, well, what did you tell him? I said, you wouldn't like it, what I told him. You would not like it, what I told him, And he says, well, why do I do it, Jojo? Why do I do it? I says, you got low self-esteem. He said, I'll kick your ass right here. I said, but he was cool about it. He didn't care. He didn't care. Pimping the night away. Oh, man. Oh. Try to hook me up. I bring him to the freaking hotel. I'm sitting in the parking lot. And then the girls pull in. And then he goes, oh, Jojo, I got you one. I said, no, I'm waiting here. And they're asking him, oh, what's wrong with your friend? Don't he like girls? So I bark back and say, nah, I don't like $2 hoes. Oh, they're hollering at me. And you be nice to them, Jojo. You be nice to them. They're hollering, oh, maybe he don't like girls. I says, I don't like freaking $2 Jezebels. So go on up there and do your thing, and I'll wait out here. All that. Crazy. You would have got on my dad, Joe. I love horse racing. Yeah, horse racing, man. Sorry about him passing. Yeah. This Christmas and holidays might not look the same as yesteryear. I miss my mother every day. It's been 14 years, 15 years. I miss my mother every day, single mother. I miss my grandparents. I miss my best friends. It's tough when you get older. It's tough. It's tough when you get older. We'll see them all again, though. We'll see them all again. I died and I came back. So I'll give you some inside information. But that was just my experience. So whatever happened, happened. You could have a different one. There's a link to the book in the description. There's a link to the book in the description. Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I try to have fun here. What else we got? Cool Keith, where you from, bro? Where's everybody from? Do I got anybody in here? I got anybody? Oh, the Bronx. Bronx, all right. We got the other one from the Bronx too in here. Yep. They're getting that DA's office all cleared out over there. I heard in Georgia they charged Fannie Willis. I don't know what's up with Alvin Bragg and Letitia James, but party's over for all them. Oh, Liverpool. All right. We got the Beatles in here. We got the Beatles. We got the Bronx. Jenny from the block. Jenny from the block. Yeah. What's up with Jay-Z and P. Diddy and all them? Oof. How many people are leaving the country? Sir Drums. I'm international. Pimperson. EB23. I missed you there, pal. Happy holidays. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. New York. Thomas Caldwell. All right. Joel Gold, Sir Drums. I got a small show. I don't have fancy bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff. You know, I've never been abroad. I would like to, just as well as everybody else would, go visit Sicily, Italy, the Great Wall of China, different countries. Dogspur, Virginia. Oh, all right. Oh, I knew that, Joel Gold. The Blue Ridge Mountains. Joel Gold, what's up with that Appalachian Trail with them feral people? What's the story with that? Them feral people and them skinwalkers, because I'll tell you something, Joel Gold. I was driving 3:00 in the morning from Florida. I used to go back and forth to Florida nonstop. I would always try to do record time, just like when I was running errands for the wise guys. I'd always try to do record time. And I was going through close to one of those the Appalachian Trail or parallel, and it was 3:00 in the morning, and I thought I saw a weird thing run right across the street, right in front of me, pitch black, and this creature that was like bipedal, two legs, bipedal, a bipedal creature, and it was leaning over, and it looked so awkward, and I almost hit it, and then I stopped, but I was like, damn, what? And I took off. I was like, I didn't tell anybody. But now on YouTube and social media and stuff, like, you hear about these stories of these creatures or these feral people that they live in near the trail, and man. Yeah, thank you, Black. If I ever get out that way, if I could swim the Atlantic Ocean. But yeah, so yeah, we got the Bronx. I think I'm an international channel now, thanks to you good people. I think I went international. My subscriber is on. My ticker is on. They had me. They shut me down for a long time. Some of you guys know, but now I'm able to get a subscriber. So hey, that's all right. I like telling some stories and hanging out with you guys. What the hell? You're part of the mix. You're part of the mix. You know. I would like to go back to Brooklyn, Cool Keith, but everything's different now. Everything's different. It's all different. Yeah, that's time. Yeah, everything's different. But yeah, but they watch their own. I mean, you know, eh, things that happen in the streets today, they wouldn't have happened in the streets back then. Because those mob neighborhoods, the old ladies could walk home at night and be safe to make it to their house. There was none of that crazy bullcrap. Nah, they'd get no. Somebody try to pull some stuff, do some things like they can't police it all the time. But if they saw something that was whack or foul going on somebody in that neighborhood, they would get racked up. They would get racked up. Yeah, they'd get racked up. My godfather, most of you know, my godfather did a lot of work. He was a hired assassin, mostly for the Colombo family, but he did other work for other families. And when he got older, he used to tell me about when somebody's cutie pie would come in there and disrespect the neighborhood. They would put the boots on them. They would just put the boots on them. Yeah. And just like in that movie, when those bikers came down the street, now I dealt with a lot of good bikers when they were doing a lot of different enterprises, and I met some real good bikers gangs way back that I was doing little business with or whatever. But I met some cool ass, smart ass bikers. But just like in that movie, I think it was The Bronx Tale or something, when those bikers came in and tried to get cute in there, they got stomped out. My godfather, was on the street, and the car was reserved to park, because parking is nuts in New York, parking and all that. So he was like, "Oh no, bro, you can't leave your bike." And then the other biker come, and they parked there. They were like, "Oh, screw you, And so he said, "Okay, that's all right." But they went in someplace, and my godfather waited for them in a car, and he followed them, and whatever, they were on they got off the expressway. They got off the expressway, and he was surveilling them, because he was a meticulous. He was a Mensa genius IQ, but he just got into the wrong business, and he tore him up. He tore him apart just for that little disrespect. Yeah. Yeah, the subway, they just set somebody on fire in the subway. It was some illegal that got released, got arrested, got released, got arrested, got released, set somebody on fire on the subway a couple weeks ago. What? I think New York State's going to start all Republicans from here on in. It's starting to switch because that DA's office in New York so corrupted. Fannie Willis, she's done. She's all done now. She's got to answer to a lot of things. She's got to answer to a lot of things. And she's got to answer for her boyfriend that's spending tons of money. Like how? No income, 25 times her income. Where are all these shopping sprees coming from? These people are so corrupted, but Trump's going to clean the swamp out again. Trump is just going to clean the swamp out because enough's enough. Enough is enough of all this crazy stuff. Can't go on anymore. So, well, all right. That's an hour and a half. I appreciate you folks coming in here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you, Sir Drums. I really appreciate your support, man. I really appreciate your support. Let's all have a good New Year and keep our heads on straight and try to enjoy life the best we could, because the world is a vampire. It wants that blood, but we gotta keep our minds on straight, because your mind start getting screwed up. You go to chemicals, man. That crutch, them drugs, that alcohol, and you can't wash it away. You can't wash it away. You gotta get your mind, renew your mind for New Year's. Renew your mind. New Year. I need to renew mine. I got to figure something out. Cool Keith, Painted Black. Sir Drums. Thank you, Sir Drums, once again. Painted Black, Joel Gold. Pimperson. We got a pimp in the house. Them guys used to roll dice in the streets. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Thank you for joining. And them boys used to play dice in the street, and if their number was 4, they'd roll the dice. They'd go 3 hoes and a pimp. 3 hoes and a pimp. They used to go James Rockford. 3 hoes and a pimp. 4 Little Joe. Thomas Colble. I don't know how to read. Michael Candinas. Well, thank you, folks. Enjoy. Keep your head up. Just remember, if things are bad, somebody was on the subway today, Sir Drums. Yeah. Thanks for the company, Cool Keith and everybody else. I got good, classy people in here. What are they, copycat freaking pyromaniacs? Geez, Sir Drums. Gosh. I tell you. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? Instead of just doing them willy-nilly, I'm gonna put them up there. I'm gonna do my videos. And if you hit the notification bell, I think it's working now. It might be working. So if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified. And I'm gonna do them later in the evening from now on. So I could, now that I'm international, I'm in different time zones here. So maybe in the evening, I could catch the different zones, and it could be more, if I'm if I got a degree in marketing management, well, I better have a strategy. So that's more, that'll favor me more. So I'll do these later in the evening, and I'll put the notifications up in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, New York State Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. So keep your eyes and ears open, because I'll talk to your ears are red. Okay. So I appreciate everybody coming in here, hang out with an old man. I got 9 million stories, more stories than the Empire State Building. So come in. You can interact with me. You can interact with me with questions and stuff like that. I'm the people's YouTube channel. I'm the people's YouTube channel. And if I'm elected, I promise to lower taxes and put less hoes on the stroll. All right, folks. So there you have it. You having a Stella? Black. So there you have it. If you're having problems, talk to somebody. Maybe they can help you out. The holidays could be a very depressing time, but keep your chin up, okay? Keep your chin up. Whoever we lost would want us to still enjoy life. Yes. So grief is tough. Loss is tough. And we could get by it, I mean, I'm 61. Everybody's passed. Everybody's passed. So, but I got to keep my head on straight. Don't do chemicals, and believe that we are blessed for what we have. We're blessed for what we have, and we're not cursed for what we don't have because we're alive. To be alive is a blessing because a lot of people didn't make it yesterday or this morning or last year. We're still here. So look at it that way. It's partly sunny. It's not partly cloudy. All right. All right, folks. Thank you. And once again, Sir Drums, thank you for your support. You've always been good to me, bro. Thank you. God bless you and your family, as well as everybody else. So we'll keep rocking these out. Just keep an eye on the notification bell, and you'll be notified. Thanks a lot, folks. Good night.